Hello there, Sprinkles. Welcoming you back to Crypto's Juiciest News. Bitcoin has popped up just a tiny bit. It's at $63,000 now. We are still stuck in this little range. Everyone's waiting to see if we're going to finally clear this zone and go back to the zone of friendship, the 65 to 70 zone, or are we going to have like one more fake out with some pre-programmed FUD and then continue out again? That's pretty much what we're all looking for. I mean, like, if that doesn't happen, then I don't know, friends. We just got to go work drive-through for the next few years if that doesn't happen, because we're just waiting to see if we're going to hold above this zone now. You know, there is a lot of FUD going on around here, but I mean, like, come on, man. We were thinking about $20,000 Bitcoin a year and a half ago, up to like 60s, 70s. Now we're like, oh, when are you going to get the 100 now? It's fascinating, friends. It's fascinating just to see how people stress out during these times, but we know why. A lot of people always say, how is so wild that Bitcoin's only dropped 5%. All right. The real reason is we're all turbo long shitcoins. Everybody in the industry is long. Okay. If they're not long altcoins, they're long on leverage. So everybody needs everything to go up because you're not retiring off Bitcoin. Good luck. By the way, think about these two scenarios. Okay. If Bitcoin goes and stops at between 100 to 150K, you've only got what? A 2x from here? By the way, you're not selling the exact top at 150. By the time it confirms it back down, it'll probably go back down to 100, then back to 120, and then you got to get out, okay? So you got a 2x left in it. Okay, sweet. What about if it goes to 240K? Okay, that's great. Once again, you're not selling that exact top either. You'll probably be scared poopless at 180 to 200, right? You'll be scared, and at 240, let's say you did sell the exact top, which you won't. You got a 4x to go from here. I don't think most people have, say, 400,000 in the market to do that. Because maybe you get, because 400K, maybe you get your 4x, you're up at 1.6 mil, give a third to government. Now you're left with about 1.1 mil. And I know from my survey, like 80 to 90% of you are literally just clicking all out if you got given $1 million. But no, friends, not everyone's cut out to make it. Okay, this is just an imaginary fiat target in your head. It is a limiting factor. I think, oh, if I ever hit that number, you can't just get it, friends. It's literally like, okay, it's the exact same thing as this. Who is one of the greatest soccer players? Okay, maybe say Messi or Ronaldo. Okay, they're two great soccer players. Imagine they said to you, okay, if we're up 1-0 against the other team and there's 20 minutes to go, we are all just going to huddle around the ball and we're not going to let the other team touch the ball. We're literally just going to form a circle of like 10 people on the field and we're just going to pass in a little circle here and we're going to keep pushing the guys away from us. We're just going to hog the ball in the little corner. You'd say that sounds like the most ridiculous thing in the world. Yeah, friends. Well, that's the same thing. You're limiting yourself if you're thinking about, okay, I have to get out this magical round number out here, all right? Because you end up buckling. That's the reality of the situation is you do end up buckling. People say, oh, I'm just going to sell at $1 million. Okay. Do you know the feeling of hitting 650K and now you're not 650K, friends. You're just 50% to $1 million. You're less than a 2x. Okay. What if the next drop is 70% down? Because it does 70% down all the time. All right. Now you're back down to what? 180K. All right. You're thinking at $1 million. Now you got 180K. And now you have literally everyone's going to be saying, it's over. And it might be over. It would literally be over. You got to wait another 3.5 years. Are you cut out for that? But you're thinking about that 1 million. What about the other side? Okay. What about the other side where, let's say your portfolio goes up, hits $1 million, you're still holding. It comes back down to like 600K. Everyone's like, okay, that was the top. Maybe you get out for $700,000. But then you pay your 700K. You get 700K out. You pay a third to the government. Now you got your 500. You're like, okay, that's sweet. I'll just make a 2x next bull market. Okay. Well, what if it does another 3 or 4x after that? All right. Now, realistically, in your mind right now, most people are saying, well, that's okay. I'll just take my money and run. Yeah. But what do the stats say? The stats say everyone jumps back in. All right. They jump back in. So it's a lot tougher than people think. It's very, very, very tough. You have to look at this like basically we've got like traffic light signals. So we have to look at all these top signals that may or may not appear, and then we're ready for that, friends. That's pretty much what we've got to be thinking about in our minds. Like, okay, maybe we peel off at some periods, but we're never all in and never all out because you're never going to get it. And don't forget, friends, there will be a period of time, right, where there'll be opportunities. Like you scale maybe a bigger part of your positions out, but you know, like, okay, if we breach around a certain big number for Bitcoin, another alt season has to start somewhere. And then you're ready to ape back into that new alt season. But if it never happens, then you're basically out of the market because you're waiting for this big condition. It's almost like if you sold Bitcoin at 50K last bull market, and then you're like, and like let's say in October, November, and you're like, okay, if Bitcoin breaks above 70K in 2022, then you were going to jump back in the market, but it never did. All right, it's you literally set yourself up like that. But that is like an advanced strategy you need for playing the cycle. Now, all eyes are still on Ethereum. Now, friends, Ethereum is still hovering around here. It's a weekly chart. We're waiting for that Ethereum ETF. Maybe there would have been a little bit of a delay or not, but I'm still sticking by my blue emoji here. I've changed to a blue emoji. It's no longer the poopy emoji for the ETH BTC ratio because I just feel something's cooking. Okay, I just feel like the GD-ness of Solana has gone on for such a long time. I feel like at least there's going to be some sort of push in the Ethereum BTC, even though there is a bit of a curse, the third cycle curse for it. Now, friends, I've got to remind you as well, the StationX platform crowdfunding has like 4 days left. I don't know, friends, it's not feeling, but this is exactly DeJa Vu from before. Okay, so this is pretty much it. You go through the description, friends. You can come all the way down here, read all the description, click on read more, make sure you go through all these. Now, literally, I'm not joking, man. Friends, how many times I told you? 4 years ago, nothing was feeling, nothing. People didn't want to touch any IDO, nothing. Everything was just not feeling, going trash. And by the way, I didn't even know about launchpads 4 years ago. I was on like CoinList. I was like looking at different stuff. It was very hard to find stuff, but they were not feeling. And I only heard that they weren't feeling. You want to know when I heard, when I paid attention? It was when 2021 bull market mania was here. And everybody was buying dog coins and launchpads, all this other stuff. And then I was asking people, hey, how did you get this token? And how are you onto like 18x day one? And they said, oh, we did it last year, which is 2020. Okay, so I just want to show you right now. I'll just show it to you on the chart. Okay, so I'm asking them, how on earth did you get these like random projects? They're not random, because I was seeing them being launched on different, on like, you know, on crypto bands I was talking about. So they were getting them here, all right, thinking everything was going to zero. They did not know this part was coming. They're just like, we're just getting it in because we kind of like it, whatever. And then all throughout this mania, they were all launching. Here's the interesting part. These projects were not filling. So people, let's say they try to do a $500,000 raise, only like $100,000 fills. So what happens is the team, they give you the tokens, but you don't get the tokens, but they go, okay, you are now allocated. And then as the Bitcoin price went up, all right, now when they come to raise, and they're trying to go for 10 million, because all these other projects are now like 100 million, these guys literally go, oh, sweet. Filling at 10 million is way too low. We can go for 10 million. And they did. And they all filled straight away. And then they launch and do another 2x on the open. And that's how they were all able to make like 10, 15, 20 X's. But, you know, it's not like no one believed. If we all knew that was going to happen, it wasn't even me. I'm just asking people. They're like, dude, we had no idea. We're just like, they totally regret not getting in the others because they all ended up just working. All right. But it was so scary because no one knew, friends. Everyone thought like, oh my gosh, what if it's like another 3 to 4 years? Your money's locked up. What if these things never ever launch? So that's what's basically we've been seeing with StationX now. Things aren't launching. Okay. Things aren't feeling sorry. They're not feeling. And then that's what ends up happening though. As the market gets more excited, people just grab anything because StationX now, they're going for under 20 million market cap. I think it's like 17 or whatever it is. But yeah, maybe if you give me a, say, $180,000 Bitcoin and Ethereum is like $9,000 and you have billions of dollars out here in Doge or something has hit 100 billion market cap for a meme coin, okay, then this thing, they'll probably come and do the raise. They're like, oh yeah, minimum 100 million, and they go fill it in a second, wherever they go fill it, and they go launch it, and maybe it's ready to launch at like 200 million. Okay, now, not financial advice. I'm just telling you this is the type of stuff that ended up happening last cycle. Now, friends, before I'm going to go through the news first, and then we're going to go to the big news. The actual big news, I'll just give you a quick peek. It's all about the Russell right now. This is literally all we need to be watching, the Russell 2000. That is a small caps. It's like altcoins for the USA. All right, pretty much. And that has not expanded. But firstly, friends, Kraken has asked the crypto community, so which coin to list next. And PulseChain PLS has flooded the post. This is me. Obviously, I made a video for them. It's actually pretty cool, right? I'm making videos, calling them, talking them out, just talking to them and reciting all the info. It should impress them, friends. Like, think about it. Everyone's just they're reading text. Like, oh, look at that video. They're talking to us. Okay, so it's different. It's different. Also, got big engagement, 850 likes. Like, man, you gotta think about that, man. That's just insane for a tiny community. You gotta think, friends. PulseChain has 10,000 daily users. All right, and then I'm getting 10,000 views. So I'm getting 1,000 likes almost on this. Like 10% of the daily guys using it are engaging. Like, Kraken, you got to be listening, bro. Like, if you don't listen to that, you're not listening at all. No one's listening. 10% of the daily active users are freaking engaging. They saw this tweet. You know what I mean? Now, the PulseChain price is still in the rangy, poopy zone, friends. It's going to take a couple of weeks to just get through, a couple of months. We have to flip this green on the weekly super trend and then we're good to go. But yeah, man, remember this, friends. Remember, we flipped green here and I thought, yes, hopefully. And so these things, man, it sucks. See, that's trading, man. That's trading, you know. But if you're trading lots of stuff, unfortunately, like you have to have different strategies when it comes to like looking through different markets. If you go all in on one thing on leverage, friends, you can't you can't solve for that when things just start to go poop. But hopefully these things eventually turn around. You know, everything else it's basically still in range mode. And hopefully if you still have bullets to accumulate, it's the same thing. Nothing's changed fundamentally. We just need more time. Now I've got to play some nice gentle angel music, friends, just to let you know that overall we're waiting for the Mt. Gox Jitters, 140,000 BTC. There's all these rumors about, oh, it's only a third of it. Oh, it's only two-thirds. It's only $200 it's got to be sold. We'll see it whenever it happens, okay? So who cares about them? Also, friends, there's a scum out there that tried to sue Roaring Kitty, Keith Gill, for securities fraud. Okay, he did not do any of that whatsoever. Just because what they're doing is they just got scared. Because, like, wait a minute, he can tweet and he makes shares move? Like, yeah, bro, welcome to crypto. Friends, honestly, would you even participate in crypto if tweets couldn't affect your bags? You know what I mean? Of course. You want that to happen because it's just so early. That's the thing, man. Friends, isn't it funny? See, in scum stocks world, they don't want retail to be early. If someone can tweet and manipulate stuff, okay, just make it move up and down, right? Yeah, if someone can tweet and the crowd emotionally reacts off that, that's being early to something. And they don't like that. See, the big scum, Wall Street, they do not, the bug overlord, bug worshippers, the maggot scum, they do not appreciate that whatsoever. They don't want retail to be early. They want to be early, okay? Friends, they want to be in something where they heard, oh, one of the Goldman Sachs executives, Goldman Slugs, yeah, the executive, he likes this company and he's got a friend in it. So then, you know, you've got another like third-tier investment bank boutique firm, and then you try get like an allocation to the IPO. You try get a part of the shares, you know, like a year or two before they list. Because, you know, oh, Goldman's going to be backing us. So you're definitely going to make money when they dump on retail. You see what I mean? So they're basically reacting. They're not reacting to a tweet, but they're reacting to someone else's word of mouth. And they know they're getting in. But they don't like it when us, the people, get to react. Because they don't like it. Because it's free information. It's a free market. They hate that. And that's what crypto changes the game. Okay, but this is the most fascinating part. They have now dropped, just a day later, they dropped the charge. They dropped the suing. So we don't know why. It's probably because the amount of backlash, and you just see so many people doing this stuff. And also, they might have done it to scare him as well. That's the type of stuff. This is all scum. They're all scum. Also funny. This was funny, friends. The U.S. Marshals Service have announced a partnership with Coinbase to trade its large cap digital assets portfolio. How is the US government trying to scam crypto with one wing, corrupt SEC, but then support Coinbase with the other? Interesting. Interesting, right? Because they don't. But look, friends, people have like this, all these theories. They're like, oh no, people in the government, they don't talk to each other. There's one wing over here with a corrupt wing, and this other part. It probably is like that. Okay, you have the US Fed, obviously Shadow Bank, and then the family we won't speak about. They're obviously controlling parts of the US government, or a big part. And part of the US Fed, it's the same thing, okay? They're on the same team. They all have the money printer. And then the corrupt SEC is their shadow wing arm. That's basically their cockroach henchman that they send out. And there's other parts of the government that really probably don't talk to them because, you know, when you're corrupt, you can't corrupt everyone because then it's basically like a dictatorship, right? And they're working with Coinbase and obviously digital assets, friends. That's the funniest part. That's the new meme, by the way. That's how we got to speak to normies now. No. I'm not in crypto. I'm in digital assets. Wait till you get a taste of our meme coins, brothers and sisters. All right, digital assets, my ass, digital ass, and they're all still, friends. That's it. The hyper volatility is gonna send everyone insane, but they're gonna love it. They're gonna love it in the bull market. That's what we're here for. All right. So also, Sony want to launch a crypto exchange in Japan. Okay, now these like little pockets of news, they just come along the way to just help the people who are worried about these red candles and remind them we're only going up from here. We're still growing. We're still onboarding people. There's been people who they got this idea a year or two ago, and then they finally got the FOMO, you know, and then they're going to ignite someone else to do that. So this is the type of stuff I was hearing back in 2020, exactly 4 years ago. Once again, just like DeJa Vu, just like we spoke about the StationX crowdfunding stuff. By the way, friends, if it doesn't feel, I'm pretty sure it's not going to feel, we just get given this good price, it's never coming again. The next time they do this, when crypto is much higher and everyone feels better, it's just going to be higher prices. That's how the game works, okay? I'll tell you, it's literally it. No one wants to buy when the things are cheap. No one. Okay? Now, friends, here we come to the climax of everything. It's all about the Russell 2000, okay? This is very, very important. This is what it all comes down to, friends. You see, this is the Bitcoin price chart, and it's overlay with the Russell in the blue line. And this is the price chart live, okay? So, I mean, like, it didn't always look correlated, friends. It didn't always. I mean, maybe you put on log chart. This is zombie virus, okay? Now, this is others, okay? The others index, pure altcoins. Now, they've basically just been moving in line, all right? That's pretty much what they've been doing. In fact, what we can do, friends, as well, if we wanted to, we could actually see what it was doing as well during this 2020 period year, which is actually, friends, it's actually the same. See that? It's crazy. See this Russell, you gotta remember, it ranges, comes back up, and says exactly what others did. That's what others did. It's just that, see, I'm tracking the blue now. The Russell went back near the high, whereas others just stayed near the floor. All right, but they're just moving in the same direction. And look at this. This is the crazy part. Okay, when the Russell was able to expand, see, it was high here, but when it made its third high here, see the blue line? When it made this, look, the others index was able to finally go up and make a new high. From November, see, look at that. From November to January, there you go, 60 days. So, see what happened last time when the US small caps, that's the Russell 2000, okay, Mr. Russell. When Mr. Russell made a new high, so we call that expansion. Like, we found a new round of price discovery out there in the market, new highs. When it was finally able to claim a new price zone, we were able to make new highs in our others, right, after 2 months. So, but it was good. We're like crawling for the next 2 months. It was like great. But that's pretty much, that day is what we would call, I guess, the final chance for you to get in before the retailers coming, before like all the retailers actually like really, really coming. This is like the building up momentum part. Okay, because it goes up like a seesaw. So look at the others price. It goes up and up and up, just grinds. This is Bitcoin rallying, and then eventually it starts accelerating. Okay, that's pretty much what starts happening. You see that? This is like the final chance to get all these range prices, all right? So where are we today, though? We are right here. Do you see this? See, friends, we need the Russell. So if you can see, the index price is right here. The Russell's at 2,027. It needs to be, look at this line up here. It needs to be at 2,420. That's actually quite a big move when you think about it, man. That's like a 20% move for the Russell. And as you can see, we're just moving along with it. So it's going to be a while, all right? It's going to be a while, but they happen quick. I mean, if you go back and look at it, look how fast this happened back in 2020 when we saw this finally go. Look, it was still in the range by, look at this, September, October, friends. But then by, look at this part, by November, it moved up. So in 3 months, okay, it just took 3 months. And we don't know when that's going to happen. Okay, so obviously we're praying it starts to like move up now, but it is what it is. It's outside of our control. We can't do anything. And if it doesn't happen, what does that mean? Well, it means that the appetite for risk in the world is not where we want it to be to attract the retailers. That's pretty much what it is. Because It makes sense when you look at it, right? The US is a small cap stocks. So remember, the S&P 500's got to go first, okay, the safe stuff. Then people go to the mid caps. They're like, oh, I want a bit more risk in that, please, governor. Then when that's gone, then one goes to the small cap US stocks because they're still stocks. Because they're like, oh, you got a company, you got a path to profitability. I don't own the company. It's all a scam anyway. Okay, yeah, sweet. But then after that, you have the absolute degeneracy, which is what we call, obviously, digital assets. So play some nice pump music for these digital assets. Yeah, but these are the things that, bro, they're going to fly 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 times your money. You're going to see another 100x on your money somewhere. Someone's got the next 100x, okay? Is it you? I hope it's you, friends. I really do hope it's you. Just like the chance of finding it was really, really tough. You got to get in early. Is there a cabal? You just got to hold long enough and believe. It's tough. So that's pretty much it. That's the main event. That's what we want. We're waiting for that Russell to go up. I'll just show you it once again. You see how we're kind of moving line in line, but nothing happens unless this thing starts to move up. Actually, what's interesting, friends, look at this Russell here. You see this line here? It's starting, friends. It's starting. We need it to please go up. If you can start to do this and just start to give us hope. I hope, and then maybe we start to do that. Okay, that's what we need. But if it doesn't happen, well, look, there is a scenario where if I go back to the others here, looking at these others, okay, our others here, the candlesticks. If Russell, let's say Russell, friends, never goes up above this line, let's just goes up here, okay, stays here. It's possible. What we do with others is we'll go up, okay, but we don't really accelerate. We just see this high here. We go up to near the high. Retail starts to get in. People buy the top, but then we come back in again. And then we have to go next year. That's also possible. That's very possible, actually, because that's actually a bit of my dark prophecy scenario, right? Because what I just drew there, it's a rally into the US election. And then a month after, maybe Donald Trump comes out and says, we're going to be great. We're going to be great. And then some unforeseen economic shocks happen in 2025, that type of stuff. And it kind of like pauses everything. But it is what it is. I don't know if you guys remember, friends, but remember my friend, Mr. Armadillo? Ivan interviewed him and he basically got the price predictions right to the tick for Bitcoin and Ethereum last cycle. And I think if I find his one, and luckily for you, friends, this is how much I love and appreciate you. I'll play some nice music because I was able to find this in 1 second on Twitter right now for you. Warning. Extremely bullish. Okay, so this is my friend Armadillo. This was his targets here. So you have optimistic Bitcoin, 276K, Ethereum, 29K. Okay, so that's what he's optimistic. He goes moderately bullish. Bro, I'll tell you, if you're moderately bullish at Bitcoin 180K pretty much and Ethereum almost 20K, yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that. I was hoping for these scenarios, man, this whole time. Please, 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 I'll take him. And then he's conservative. So his poop scenarios are 112K. That's why, friends, look, you know this conservative scenario? It's possible we get to 100K Bitcoin and then 12K Ethereum. We get there like in the next 5 to 6 months, right? Let's say we're there. But then we get like this 6 month like bear, this shortened bear, but like we just go nowhere. We go nowhere, and everyone's expecting, where's the retail? Where's the retail? But then after we conquer that bear, we make this big range. You know, maybe Bitcoin 100K, maybe 120K, 80K, 120K, 80K, something like that, right? The average price 100K, and then after that 6 month bear, we finally can claw up, and maybe we actually do get. That's what gives us the extended bull market. The extended bull market that everyone's been playing for and hoping for. So what would that actually look like if you get it here? Well, it would look like, see this 2025, it would look like you go up here, everyone's like, yes, retail's in, and everyone thinks this next leg's coming up, but we just move down sideways. We're like, oh no, maybe it does like this, friends. Maybe it does another big triangle like that. You see that? That's another big triangle. And then we actually bust up in 2026. That's possible, okay? That's possible. I know we go through these 4-year cycles. Yeah. Probably doesn't happen. Okay, maybe just the standard 4-year, because like it's hard for us to imagine. Like we got to start going exponential soon. But you know what, friends? I'm not joking. DeJa Vu, once again, 4 years ago, I said the exact same thing in September 2020. In September 2020, then we moved to October. I was like, dude, this whole industry is a scam. We better just start going exponential, and we did. And then Bitcoin goes to 12K, 14K, 17K, 25, 30, 35, 40, 50. And we thought it was on the way to 100. stops at 60. Okay, so who knows? Maybe Bitcoin goes and busts 200 soon in the next 5 or 6 months, and we all think it's going to 240, but it actually stops at 100. You know, that's what they're just trying to prepare everyone out there. So you just don't want to be in a buyer's mindset. That's it. When you come to those, let everyone come in. They're going to flush things up. You just want to be protecting yourself in case a scenario like that does happen. And that's why, friends, I've spent like a lot of time. By the way, Armadillo, to show you. So this was the interview with him and Ivan. It was really, really good. So if you read, let's read my notes again that I posted about here. He believes this cycle will be 270K Bitcoin, 29K Ethereum. He believes we'll get the optimistic scenario, but it will take longer than people expect to finish. Interesting, right? So that's super cycle, okay? Super cycle. Actually, but super cycle implies you just keep going up forever. But if it takes longer than expected, that's not really super cycle. Technically, it looks like it on a chart, but when you're living it day to day, it feels like torture. Because Bitcoin goes to 100, it's like a premature ejaculation. Then you're sitting there. No, actually, no, it's not. It's just it's blue balls. Like, no, hurry up. You know, so that's what it comes down to. So last time we will see huge explosive growth. So that's pretty much what he expects of that. He believes we'll have a complete blowout in shitcoins. Yes, that's what I want to hear, brother. Complete blowout. You got to imagine, friends, when someone with glasses as thick as Mr. Armadillo is speaking on like a channel as professional and big as Ivan on Tech, when he literally says word for word, I think there will be a complete blowout in shitcoins. When that's what I want to hear, man. That's that's a scientific analysis approach that yes, I can 100% be behind that. He also says, friends, the yields will get insane. There will be lots of risks. He hypothecated and shooting out the risk curve. Yeah, pretty much it. But remember, what do we talk about those yields? You know, Athena and all these other things like, 50% APR. Well, and everyone's friends, I can just see it. Everyone's like, wow, we've learned nothing from last cycle. Here come the 200% yields again. Interesting. He thinks we're going to get a DeFi 2.0 summer this year. So we're going through. I mean, I hope we do. But, you know, I mean, it's very, very hard to get these little nitty-picky stuff as well. He goes, these numbers are enormous because $29,000 ETH is about 3 trillion valuation. That's your friend Tommy speaking, okay? And yes, and that's what Ivan mentioned here. That means Pulse, PulseX, Hex, Inc. could all do 100x today. So, friends, here's the thing, and I think Link could be $400. Yeah, man, look. Friends, I keep speaking about these because they're like literally, I know them. They're the same chart as everything else, but you have a competitive edge in these. They can go buy all the other ones. You're just going to get a lower multiplier. It is what it is. I'm just trying to look for the highest upside potential. That's what I'm looking for. Looking for the highest upside potential. I don't care. Okay, if you want to get you like a 3-4x, sweet. You know, buying strong stuff that everybody knows is strong. You don't get your contrarian switch in that. That's most important just for you know this by now, okay? This is interesting, right? Remember the poll surveys. The crowd expects 120K. That was, remember this, friends? The crowd expected 120K. So then me was always saying to you, look, that means we'll probably either get 80 to 100 or 240. And I go, look, I don't know if we're going to get that lucky. I don't know if we're going to get 240. This was like a year and a half ago where I was speaking about last year. I don't know if we're going to get that 240. But hey, I hope we do, friends. I hope we do. And how are we going to know? We don't really know. We don't know. Oh, man, it'd be funny if it stops exactly 120. Okay? And yeah, all of this, it's beautiful to see. So look at his path as well. The path that catches most people would be a standard 4-year cycle or even a cycle that runs all the way to Q4 2025. Or a poopy 24 finisher, but then a whopping 2025 and 2026 combo. So this is me talking in April this year. That was like I'm saying, man, what if they send Bitcoin down to 40K by the end of this year? Just unexpected. Something happens in the world. And then we have a big amount, you know. But you always got to be aware of these scenarios because if something gets thrown out at you and you're not ready, you just click out. You click out, you're done. You click out, you walk away, you come back, and you got to buy back higher, and then you've ruined your opportunity, okay? So remember, it still all comes back down to that Russell. We need the small caps to go up. Now, remember, friends, I made my video for you. I made a wonderful video about Ray Dalio and AI. And it's actually this video here. Bull alert. Ray Dalio says stock market is not in a bubble. Warning, warning. Extremely bullish alert. Yeah, man. That was it, friends. I remember that video. We went through a lot of... You should probably watch this, by the way. This is like... You need this if you need some bull conviction. This is Ray Dalio. I went through all of the key data which compares the bull market that we're experiencing right now I'm comparing that to a lot of data points and equity gauges and like basically like comparing like stocks and their valuations and pretty much showing you that the stock market was not in a big bubble. Even though, say, look at this, friends. See this market? It says 50% here. Now, here's the thing. I can go and just show you the stock market. All right, and everyone's like, oh, bubble, bubble, bubble. Look at this. Okay, obviously not the Russell 2000. This is the S&P 500. See that? We're all looking at this, and everyone's like, oh my God, look at this bubble. You're like, oh no, it's going to crash. Yeah, but then when I come and show you this gauge, you're like, what? US equity market bubble gauge. So this is, he makes all these models, friends. So Ray Dalio, obviously, he's retired now pretty much, but he's a gun. He's a gun, knows macroeconomic finance deep, with studied like history, hundreds and thousands of years, all the inflation rates, GDP. It's kind of insane. The stuff he's been able to put together with his fund, forgot what they're called. Is it Poop Water Capital, I think? Bridgewater Capital, Poop Water, same thing. So ultimately, that is your undertone. You're like, why am I even holding this? Isn't everything in a bubble? Well, it all comes down to AI, intelligence, okay? Now, artificial intelligence, friends, very important because it is, we think, so we don't really know, it's mimicking what the tech bubble was able to do back in the 1999s. It is the next world technology to change everything. And yeah, every time, friends, think about this, right? Every time someone says, I speak to someone, hey, do you use the chat GPT and stuff? Because I don't, but every time I speak to my friends, their eyes light up. Every single person. Not a single person I've ever spoken to, I'm not talking everyone, doesn't matter. Race, religion, in crypto, out of crypto, doesn't matter. Every single person who uses it goes, oh my God, it's literally made me 10 times smarter. They don't say it like that, but pretty much 10 times more efficient. Like, whoa, I can't. Every single person, I'm like, wow, man, and you're just chatting to a bot. You know what I mean? And it's like, and we just figured out how to make the hands right on the cartoon Japanese anime girls. You know what I mean? So what's going to happen in another 6 months and then 12 months and 18 months? It's just accelerating and it's wiping out jobs, right? Making things more efficient. So that is probably our undertone. That's probably the big key thing. And you have Nvidia, friends. See, Nvidia is our signal as well. You know, the Nvidia stock has gone to the absolute moon. And this is Nvidia right now. It's worth like 3 trillion market cap. Literally, it's bigger than the entire crypto industry itself. So this is pretty much it. And why are they worth that much? Because they're selling all the GPUs for the AI because it's insane processing. All these mathematical calculations have got to be calculated for everything to get smarter and learn all these neural networks and everything, okay? So when you're seeing this chart, that's pretty much it, friends. That might be like, yes. See, a lot of people saying, oh, AI, Nvidia's a bubble, it's a bubble. I don't know, man. I don't think it's a bubble because everybody's telling me it's a bubble. You know what I mean? Like, I know how these bubbles go, all right? Once they convince the skeptics, then, all right, now it's silly. Because right now, look, I'll be honest, should Nvidia be worth more than the crypto industry? Then I say, yeah. I'm serious. I think, yeah, it should, man. I'm looking at it now. I'm like, well, you're literally replacing so many jobs and the stuff you're able to do is insane. Insane. You got to fulfill all these orders. Okay, but at some point, though, it gets silly. Now, what's that silly point? I don't know. Could it be heaps of other stock market companies renaming themselves to Artificial Intelligence Incorporated and all this other stuff? Yeah, that might be the very, very end of it, but we're not there yet. And hopefully that helps carry crypto forward in terms of like people like seeking risk, seeking tech, because that's pretty much what you want to be looking for, right? Because, you know, friends, when it came to the internet as infrastructure is one thing, but then people like gambling on like pets.com and the radio broadcasting channel using the internet infrastructure, that was how it basically ended. That was the final signs of the bubble, okay? So it's maybe the same thing with crypto and AI and stuff, you know? Maybe, okay, it starts with, that's what it always starts. It starts with AI, it gets really, really good, but then like 80% of the way, it goes a bit too far, wherever it stops, and then finally we end up with like extreme stuff. What is it going to be? I don't know. Could it be like crypto, too many AI crypto coins, something appears in the marketplace where like, okay, now it gets silly and it has its final burst up and we're waiting for that point. I don't think we're at that point now because like you can only see these benefits of AI, but at some point we will be going, interesting, this is, I don't think it's worth this much. Like, do you understand the complex stuff we got to do with this? Well, we're not there yet. That means the valuations aren't there yet. That's why I'm still ultimately bullish. Hopefully we get that Russell 2000 pop and it leads the altcoins up higher. Like, subscribe, bell button, or catch you in the next one.